Please welcome our FFA Speech Winner.
Hi everyone, my name is Kaylee Lewis and I am representing the Chillicothe FFA chapter. Growing up in a small town, one of my go-to entertainments on a Friday night is to hop in the car with a few of my closest friends and head for the Friday night lights. We roll the windows down, blare the music, and sing at the top of our lungs. Just like many other small town teenagers, our music of choice is country, with one of our favorite songs being "Shoulda Been a Cowboy" by Toby Keith. But to save me the embarrassment and your ears the agony, I won't sing it to you. But just like the classic 90s country music has started to fade away, so has the infamous cowboy way of life. The University of Wyoming recently announced a new slogan: "The world needs more cowboys," which would have previously gone unnoticed, but in today's politically correct culture, it's under a lot of scrutiny. However, I would argue that the cowboy way of life is what this country so desperately needs. A cowboy is the epitome of values that every American should strive for. Just like the American cowboy, Missouri Farm Bureau displays values such as integrity and independence in their organization through each of its 130,000 member families. First of all, a cowboy's dream is to work hard for success and never abandon their roots while being true to their word. Ultimately, that's what integrity is all about. This trait is on full display in the legislative component of Missouri Farm Bureau. Every one of Missouri's 114 counties has a local Farm Bureau organization and at least one local Farm Bureau office. They're a membership-based organization that takes pride in amplifying the voices of Missourians. The members determine the policy positions. Every member family has a chance to voice their opinions by completing the annual policy questionnaire. Focusing on problems and surfacing solutions, beginning at the local level, ensures that the organization's policies are responsive to the needs of their members. They represent their membership in both Jefferson City and in Washington, D.C., as well as through state and federal regulatory agencies. The network of volunteer leaders actively advocate for policy changes, ballot initiatives, and political candidates to make sure Missouri's a little more friendly to its #1 industry, agriculture. Once Missouri Farm Bureau's policies are written and voted upon by members, not paid staff, the legislative team works throughout the year on behalf of the membership to implement these policies. One major issue that Missouri Farm Bureau has lassoed is Amendment 1. While on the surface, it sounds like a pretty good change for our state. The heart of Amendment 1 is changing how Missouri draws its legislative districts. Currently, districts are drawn so people and places with common interests are together in one district. Every effort is made not to split up counties, towns, or communities any more than necessary. Amendment 1 would elevate partisan voting history over common interest, making it the #1 consideration when redistricting. Amendment 1 seeks to draw legislative districts with just enough Republicans and enough Democrats to make things competitive. Previous success of Missouri Farm Bureau is evident in the repeal of the Puppy Mill Initiative in 2010 and passing the Right to Farm legislation right here in Missouri. Not only does a cowboy represent integrity, but they also represent independence. Farm Bureau knows that for someone to gain independence, they must first undergo an education and not expect handouts. The Missouri Farm Bureau Promotion and Education Committee has made it this organization's mission to educate the modern consumer at all stages of life. This is why Missouri Farm Bureau invests various resources into youth, because they are the future of our agricultural community, and at very least, consumers. The Missouri Farm Bureau Foundation for Agriculture offers competitive mini-grants for use in Missouri classrooms to promote agricultural literacy. In Livingston County alone, over 10 grants were given, impacting the lives of over 250 elementary students. Another way for urban-based students to learn is GROW, a 5,000 square foot pavilion with an acre of outdoor space located in St. Louis, Missouri. At the pavilion and gallery, you can learn about your food's process from farm to table, the scientific process from a seed to a plant, and all the ways technology is shaping the agricultural landscape. However, the education emphasis does not stop there. In high school, a student can participate in Youth Leadership Day at the Capitol to learn about the legislative process and the role Missouri Farm Bureau plays. And in college, the Missouri Farm Bureau Ambassador Program selects one male and one female to represent agriculture and Missouri Farm Bureau for a whole year, while awarding them a college scholarship. Just like a cowboy's work is never done, Missouri Farm Bureau takes it one step forward with their Young Farmers and Ranchers program. The organization encourages young agriculturalists to be leaders in their community by providing them with tools necessary to connect with their peers, with consumers, and direct links to the halls of Congress. The program equips young people ages 18 to 35 a chance to advocate for the industry and discuss issues they face to improve their family operations. Perhaps, at the end of the day, what drives a cowboy the most is the opportunity that they have to ride for a brand, something bigger than themselves. Missouri Farm Bureau has been creating their brand of advocating for farmers, the rural way of life, and all Missourians for over 100 years, with steadfast loyalty to their greatest asset, their members. So despite Willie and Waylon's best efforts to discourage people from being cowboys, I would argue that the cowboy way of life, of integrity and independence, hasn't been lost on us, the Missouri Farm Bureau members. Thank you.